What's up guys? Today we're going to be looking at what has been one of the biggest upgrades to our studio yet. A few months ago we made a video about a simple backup and archiving process that we had, and at the time we were sharing drives and we would have to wait for someone to finish working on something before someone else could then take that drive and work on a different project. And when there's 5 of us working on different projects on different drives, it becomes really time consuming. Since then, we've made a ton of upgrades to our workflow after realizing how much time we're wasting sharing drives and not having a central server for our team to work from. Somewhere where everything we needed was in one easily accessible place. In comes our new NAS system from QNAP. And if you haven't heard of a NAS before, don't worry, neither had I until recently. It stands for Network Attached Storage. And essentially it's a system that allows a group of hard drives to be accessed by multiple computers simultaneously, whether they're wired to the NAS directly or even over a network where they're accessed remotely from anywhere around the world. To keep this video short, I'm not going to be running through all the specs and the setup of the NAS. For now, I'm just going to run through how we offload media onto it, how we collaborate on projects together, and finally how we archive everything from the NAS once projects are complete. But if you do want to know more about the NAS, let us know in the comments and we'll try to make a longer video around this guy alone. Now, after a ton of research on different manufacturers and different models, we ended up going with the QNAP TVS H1288X. It has 8 SATA bays along the bottom for both 3.5-inch and 2.5-inch drives, 4 additional 2.5-inch SATA bays up the top, and inside it's got 2 slots for insanely fast NVMe solid-state drives. What's great is there's no single way to use these systems. They're designed to be as flexible and adaptable as possible depending on what you need from them. These systems are regularly used to house large capacity hard drives for archiving, but our goal in the studio was all about speed, so our team could simultaneously access all of our current projects as fast as possible, and again from anywhere around the world. Both 3.5-inch and the 2.5-inch drives are super easy to install, and each of the bays are also lockable to avoid them from being opened during use. So on the 8 bottom bays, we're using 8 of Crucial's 4TB MX500 SSDs, which are in a RAID 5 array. This means half of the total storage is usable and the other half is utilized as a backup in case of a disk failure. Running these in a RAID 5 also means that if a drive does fail, you can easily eject it, replace it, and the new drive will be automatically rebuilt from the backup with 0 downtime. Up top we have 2 Crucial 500GB MX500s which store the QNAP operating system, and these are also in a RAID 5. The 2 last bays are currently empty, but we're getting 2 more of the 4TB MX500s to expand the storage pool even further. In the 2 NVMe slots, we're using Crucial's ridiculously fast P5 Plus SSDs, which read up to 6GB a second. These drives are actually set up on the NAS for caching, which means that the system recognizes what data you're using most, and it stores it on these drives, giving you quicker access to frequently used files. The storage of the whole system is also expandable. You're able to daisy chain multiple expansion enclosures together, which future-proofs your system as your storage needs grow. The 1280X comes with a range of I/O, including 2 10GB Ethernet ports, 4 2.5GB Ethernet ports, 2 USB-C and 3 USB-A ports. Now we operate and control the NAS from each of our computers, but we also have a 4K HDMI out if you want to hook up a monitor directly. QNAP also gives you an empty PCIe slot where you can install 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports or 2 more 10GB Ethernet ports. You can also replace the original 10GB Ethernet card to add a total of 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports. The way we've got it set up is we've got 2 Thunderbolt 3 connections running directly from the NAS into 2 workstations. Then we've got a 10GB Ethernet running to a 10GB switch, feeding the remaining workstations. Now to offload media from our cards, we use the Blackjet Cinema Dock. Now this modular card reader is the fastest and most reliable method we've used to be able to offload from multiple cards at the same time. Blackjet offer modules that supports a range of different media types from RED mini mags, SD, CF Express A and B, CFast, XQD, Atomos recorders, as well as 2.5-inch and NVMe solid-state drives. So how we offload media from the cards is we use an app called Hedge that allows us to quickly and safely transfer multiple cards to multiple locations simultaneously. We create 2 transfers for each card, one that goes into a project folder onto the NAS and another onto an external hard drive for archiving. One of the many things we love about Hedge is that if you try to offload media to a drive where the files already exist, it'll warn you that the data has already been backed up, no matter what folder on the drive that you're trying to transfer the media to. And if for any reason you lose connection and the transfer stops, it knows exactly where it left off when you attempt the transfer again. So with the NAS, our entire team can quickly access all of our current projects in the one place. Unfortunately, 2 computers can't open the same Final Cut library simultaneously, so each of us have our own library for each project, plus a master library which contains the latest drafts for that project. Once someone has finished a task or a draft in their library, they can open the master library for that project and drag their updated work straight in. We also have a team member all the way in Portugal that can access everything she needs from the NAS through the QNAP Cloud Link app. So having all of our music, photos, client assets, and everything else that comes with one of our projects all in the one place lets us always have quick and easy access to files that might come up missing in one of our libraries. So if one of us is using a font, plugin, or a title, we can easily drop it onto the NAS for the entire team to access. Another really cool feature of the NAS is that you can use it for cloud storage, similar to Dropbox and Google Drive, where we can link clients directly to their files with a unique public or private URL. Now, the very last step of our NAS workflow is that once projects are complete, everything for that project is archived onto high-quality external hard drives. We've been using both the Seagate Ironwolf and Exos drives, plugged into an external hard drive dock connected to the NAS. Once safely archived, that project is then deleted from the NAS, making room for the next one. So I hope this gives you a bit of insight about our workflow and how a NAS system can increase productivity for both archiving and collaborating in a high-paced workspace. Overall, we could not be happier with the QNAP system and how much it's sped up our entire workflow and the amount of idling time it's removed from our team. If you've got any questions at all, or you just want to know a bit more about our process, hit us up in the comments, let us know your thoughts, and we will see you guys on the next one.